Mow Trappin Podcast, back in the building, Tuesday night. One second. Man, second. Load it up. What up with it, Wilson? I'm trying to go live. Oh, man. If I can switch this around. Flip it around. Okay, here we go. Man, Wilson, you been out there getting it? Hey, listen, man. Woo, sweaty today. It got up to 89, bro. Hold on one second. Let me drop this on here. Come on over to the YouTube. You can jump off in here. Hold on one second. Trying to get this loaded up, bro. There we go. Come on over here to this. I was in rain. Listen, man. We need rain bad right now, bro. It's ugly. We need some rain right now. It is ugly. It's been pretty ugly. I think we got some supposed to Thursday. We got some last week. What up with it, Jones? I'm over here on the YouTube. Yeah, I seen that boy out there, Jones. I seen your stuff looking good too. See, Jones them look like they been getting rain down there. We ain't got no rain, bro. I'm talking about it has been ugly. It's been extra ugly, bro. I'm talking about extra ugly out here. So hopefully we get it. Like I say, this week we got a couple days. Some rain supposed to come, and I'm hoping we get some of that, man. We need it, man. We need it. What up with it, Jones? Yeah, we need it pretty bad, man. But I'm ready to get it this season. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm over here kind of, well, every day right now. You see the quiz, if you can see it up there. It say, are you burnt out already? Yeah, Jones, man. We supposed to have some this week, man. I'm hoping we get it too. We need it. We definitely need it. Hold on one second, man. Oh, I just closed it out. Yeah, we definitely need it, man. Yeah, it's dry, man. And it's so funny, man. I got a lady, she texted me today, man, and I'm trying to explain to her like I had to skip you. Man, she still wants this yard cut. So I skipped the last week. She texted me today. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks, but she was like, "Man, I want you there every week." So I'm gonna figure out something next week for them. We don't get no rain. She's got to get skipped, bro. And if she gets skipped, she's already got some bushes that need done. So I'm gonna shoot her that price on them bushes. I'm gonna try to knock out them bushes. Hopefully, it'd be like double the cut anyway off the bushes. So gonna get it started though, man. Back in the building, Boneyard Lawn Service. Oh, excuse me, man. I'm Taco Tuesday getting to me, man. It's Boneyard Lawn Service. Small operator down here in the small town of Paducah, Kentucky, man. Time to get it in. Another season, man. Man, you just said it. We're gonna talk about that in just a second. Into another season, man, and back at it. If you ain't tapped in, this will be my sixth coming in this be around June-ish, first week of June, be 6 years for me. So that's what it is. So, Joan, you said something, man. So talk about this past week. No rain, dry. Jones just said something. It's been dry. So I've had a couple that I've had to skip. We got some rain last week. It wasn't much. Uh, one side of town I pretty much knew it was gonna hit. Them yards shot up fast. Just off. It wasn't nothing but like maybe a night of rain. Them yards shot up pretty quick, and they were some weekly. So I went and took care of those, and had a few that I had to skip this week. But Jones said something good. Just go trim an edge. And my boys told me that last year was so funny. It got dry, and he was talking about I had pulled up on a couple yards, and he was like, "Man, don't skip them yards, man." He was like, "Just go over there, edge them up, do what you got to do." What Jones said, and that was a great tip because I actually could tell, and it looked like something was done to the yard. And I think the best way to might relate it might be a bird. You know what I'm saying? You don't notice how much of a change it is to your bird till you just pick it out, comb it out for some people, then line it up. It's night and day. So it's kind of like that with the yard too, man. So it's been dry this week, man. This past week, another thing this past week, I get a lot of estimate calls. I ain't landed none this week. And I don't know if it's my price. I don't know what it is, but man, listen, right now, everything is funny. The price of everything has went up. I'm talking about just everything from your regular household goods. Uh, we already know what it is with the gas. Everything has went up, and I'm talking about it ain't went up like a little bit. I go on my stores, my regular stores, and I'm noticing these prices, man. These prices have jumped. And so this past week, I'm calculating in that because we don't know what the future holds. And the thing is, you want to hope for the best and prepare for the worst type situation thing. And so I'm looking at these prices and stuff, man. And so this past week, man, I've been shooting prices. I didn't have one weekly estimate call me this week. Everything was on a bi-weekly, which like I said, I'm trying to get them weekly. I really don't matter to me if I can get the bi-weekly to be around that same price that I'm trying to hit my lawns at anyway. And so I'm getting these bi-weekly prices, man, and I ain't got nothing back. So it is what it is. It's still early. I'm just talking about 1 week since last week. Like I tell you, man, don't get overwhelmed when it comes to this season. Still stick to your guns. And so got a couple estimates, but they're one-off jobs. And with it being dry, see, it's when these one-off jobs, they make sense. Especially if you got to cut, you got to skip. And then I seen somebody had a video. I think it was Grass Girl popped up when I was she had a video about how she turned a snow customer into a customer now that she's mowing. And that's kind of how it is with these one-off jobs. You get these one-off jobs like a landscaping job. I think one of them I got, they just want everything cleared out of the yard. They want to strip down to just bare so they can just get the yard back. And these one-off jobs, man, they can make up for the times when they get dry. And another tip that I learned a few years back, which I say I got my schedules pretty straight. I'm just trying to get it to where I could stack me a extra $1,000 day. But it's a guy that I named guy that I watch, shout out to him, named Upscale on YouTube. And a few years back, I never forget, Upscale said something, and he was like, "Man, I take on everybody." And I asked him, I said, "Why do you take on everybody?" He said, "Because," he said, "I've been through it season after season." He said, "Some years you're gonna be dry, some years you're gonna be good." He said, "But I just take on everybody. So when it's slowed down, I've always got work." And shout out to him. He's one of the people I can tune in on his channel in December, and he might be out there like Jones said, he might be out there edging the yard or something in December. And so he said that a few years back, take on everybody. And so this season, calculate them prices. Pay attention to everything when you go in these stores. Again, like I said, everything has changed like tremendously. Like, man, it's crazy. So we're gonna get into this news section and they're gonna talk about it even more.
It takes money to fire up and run the mower and other lawn equipment. And this spring, a little more change than last year.
Outside of labor, fuel and fertilizers are our biggest costs.
Owner of Brockman Lawn Care Service, Wayne Brockman, is doing his best to not pass a fuel surcharge cost on to his customers.
And I get it. He's probably not trying to pass it on because he knows what it is. The money out here is thin right now.
So we just filled up a big 100-gallon tank, and it was substantially more than it used to be. So that was a little shocking.
That cost a year ago about $400. Now a 50% increase at just about $600, and 75% of that increase in just the last month. AAA says lawn service providers are feeling the pinch.
Lawn service,
man, I'm gonna say something too. They feeling it, and a lot of guys who was against that battery, his battery might make sense if it gets super ugly this year.
gas is part of overhead. When overhead increases with any business, be it lawn care, be it anything in the automotive industry, the price to the end user is going to increase. So there's no real surprise that the price of lawn care is going to go up.
Gas prices are fluctuating and dependent on what happens in the Middle East, making it difficult for businesses and families to plan.
I mean, I think there's
And devil's in the detail. It said making it busy for businesses and families to plan. I'm telling you, man, you might not think it's as serious. It really is. People don't need. I ain't gonna say that. Some people looking at it like it's not a need for all the extra services. A lot of people cutting back. They just want some mowing right now until they figure out and see what's going on out here.
Point where every family's got to consider their costs. So if our prices go up, at what point are we a luxury instead of a necessity? And that's family dependent. Everybody looks at that need differently.
Just have to wait and see what the contractors are spending on fuel and what they feel they need to charge to make the profit they need to make.
Something Brockman does not want to do, but says it remains a possibility.
It's definitely on the table. It's not something we want to do, and we're going to do what we can to find other ways to keep those costs down so we don't have to pass that on.
Wendy Wright, Spectrum News.
Man, it's ugly out here. So, and I'm pretty sure, just looking at that guy, you can see his setup. He's running the stand-on sprayer, John Deere fleet. So you can tell he's probably provide what he said. When do we become not a luxury and a necessity? It's like, so the money out here, man, is crazy right now. And this past week, that's what I've been feeling. But you still gotta stick to your plan. Always have a backup plan, but try to stick to your plan. And this week, that's just basically what I've been trying to do. Try not to get out of the scope of what I know, what I'm trying to focus on this year. Because the main focus is still to remain focused on what your goals was. Gas prices is something we know every year. Gas is just gas. It's gonna be there. What's up with it, Tony Key? And it's just part of it. So, like I say, man, I'm sticking to my guns still through all this, whatever's about to come this year. Still got to make it be the best season. We all leaders out here. Leaders got to lead beyond pain. This might be a painful year with these prices and stuff, but we gonna get up out of there. And so, man, this past week, I've been going. I went back to my book. So back in when it gets slowed down in the season, back in November, December, man, that's when we start. Well, I ain't gonna say that's when I start putting my game plan together for the next year. And so You don't want to overwhelm yourself, but have a plan so something to get you to where you're trying to go to. And so I went back to my book, man. And I went back to my book and I said, okay, I done did this and that. Now it's time to go look back at this book so you can stick to what you say you was gonna do. Me, myself, I have a big problem drifting away from what I said I was gonna do. If I don't write it down, if I don't text it to myself, and I don't have it somewhere, I gotta see it like 3 times for me to stick to it. And so one of the main things this year, or one of the main things this week was started getting out the door on time. Just getting out the door and being on time can create extra opportunities. You get up on time, you knocking your schedule out, you got that extra time in the day. Like I say now, with all the stuff going on, it's going to be customers coming. It's going to be customers leaving some people. You're going to be able to pick up some extras. And so if you too tired and roll out, you can't do it. You're not going to be able to get there. You're going to be trying to push it back. You might try to find yourself making excuses to get to an opportunity that might not be there long if you can't get on top of it. And so when I went back to the book, that was one of the things, getting out the door on time. Like I say, man, I need to be on the ground 7:30. Me, last year before, I get up, I'll be up at 4:30, 5 in the morning, and I still get out the door like 9 o'clock. So I don't know how it happens, but it happens. And so that was one of the main things, get out the door on time. And another thing I had wrote down in the book that I had to go back and look to, I had a note to myself. And I said, every day when I come out that door, I got to have like a main agenda, a main goal for the day. I'm going to have my regular schedule. I'm going to have all that. But it's always going to be something for the day. It's going to be 3 things I'm trying to do. And it's going to be one of them that has to get done. The night before I go to sleep, I try to do that. I went back to the book and something about writing stuff down. I've actually been doing it without even looking back into the book. And when I looked at it today, I'm like, okay, it's crazy, but I'm doing it. And so every day I try to have one top priority. It could be a variety of things for you. It could be, okay, I put up $40 today. Okay, I watch somebody who knows how to treat grass, and I don't know how to treat grass. Okay, I took 2 hours to watch yesterday. Man, every day I go out the door, I don't do my safety checks. I'm making sure I do the safety checks. It could be anything, but make sure you got some on that top priority list to where that thing that you wasn't doing, when this season is over, that's like, it'll become muscle memory. You just doing it without even trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? And so it'd be little stuff like that. Because I'm telling you, man, when you're in the midst of it, you can't see it. It almost take for you to have a partner or somebody who say y'all got a spouse or something. It almost take for somebody who's outside looking in to peeping and say, hey, man, you ain't do that. You slipping on that. You might not be doing that. And that's why I say I make these checklists and write them to myself, because you end up drifting. You know what I'm saying? You got to have something every day that's like a top priority, along with a couple other things with that schedule. And one of them is going to become a daily habit, muscle memory thing that's going to make you better just as time goes on. You know what I'm saying? We can never know too much. Nobody's the GOAT. The minute you think you learned it all, the minute you find out you really don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? So, have that top priority thing on that list. It's just me. And one of the other things I wrote down in that book was I got it wrote down here. Okay, when you get home, this season right here, I'm in the building stage still not established how I want to be, still putting this thing together. And one of the things that I had wrote down in November, I used to catch myself doing sometimes. Like I say, last year I was wore out, but I would still get home some days and I would say, what up with it, Batiste? And I would say to myself, I'll be in during the day. I'm gonna put it like this: I will be in the day during the day on the mower, and it was almost like spending money before you get it. I'm already on the moor sometimes, feeling beat up, and I'm telling myself I can't just wait to get home and relax. And that's where you might slip on something that wasn't on that checklist. Because you got this checklist, you got that agenda every day, and you already telling yourself you want to get home and relax. And if you in that build stage, ain't no relax. You got to throw that shit out the window. Ain't no relax. You got to find a way to say, if you got everything knocked off that list, okay, go ahead, do what you got to do. If you didn't get everything knocked off that list for the day, don't go to sleep until it's done. I'm telling you, it's almost like lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so don't lie to yourself. If you say I'm gonna do something today, man, don't go to sleep until it's done. I'm telling you, if you're tired, just fight through it. But when it get down the road, you're gonna look up and say, I'm straight. I do, Mario, but I don't for real. Now, I'm gonna tell you, Mario gonna break into the show a little bit, but I'm gonna tell you why I don't, Mario, and why I do. I think I do need employees for bigger jobs. But far as my mowing, man, I really got my schedule laid out. And I know what happened to me last year that had me beat up. And it's so funny because shout out to Cobb. Me and Cobb talked about the same thing today with the property management company. Good point, Mario. That's why you said I need an employee. Now, in that property management company, they are a little different. They don't want to adjust to the prices so quick like your residentials or like some of your commercials. Now, I got a couple commercials been with me for a few years, and they told me, hey, do what you got to do. And they understand it because they going to do what they got to do on their end. Now, with the property management, man, that's what really had me burnt out last year. I'm telling you. But I'm going to tell you what's crazy. I have basically removed them this year, and I'm on the books for like more money than what I did last year with a better schedule. It was like I was just, and it's just, it goes back to that being busy and it ain't making sense. Last year it did make sense though. Mario, we talked about it. They gone. They unless they can get it to where they can adjust to the price and it makes sense, because that's what I'm talking about right there with that extra 1,000 that I can have employed there. But it's mowing and it's on and off jobs. And one thing with them also, they're getting slow. The way that some people don't want to pay, I guess the banks aren't wanting to pay them for some of their stuff out there now. And so they're even getting slow on their money in. So, but the schedule, Mario, I got it straight now to where I got some, I'm cool on the rest tip. Now, but right now it's spring. And so spring, we all about to be wore out in spring. It's just is what it is, the spring season. So, but I learned that, Mario, I'm telling you, bit off more than I ain't gonna say bit off more than I could chew, because I learned a lot from them. It was a lot of stuff that I learned from them last year. And so the money wise and the education I got, like I say, I was cleaning fence lines out last year. I learned how to estimate them. I did a few tree jobs for them last year. I learned how to estimate them. Pressure washing, little stuff, like it was a lot of things I never did that I got a chance to get educated on and get paid at the same time with them. So it was a good thing with them, you know what I'm saying, last year. But back to what I say, the book or the plan that I built in the off season, I had to go back to it now, and I'm looking at this plan again, like, okay, make sure what you was talking about 5-6 months ago, make sure you're doing it this year. So when November hits again, you ain't talking about the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So another thing that was in that book was keeping track of my yards like this year. That was one of the big things. So I've been hopping out the truck. I've been timing every yard. So I've been on a few more cuts on all of them now, and I got them basically where I know pretty much my time. And my time is right there where I want it to be at. About 125, 130 an hour. You know what I'm saying? It's right where I want it to be at. And another thing was my route thing. Like Mario said, sometimes you got to drop, so you got to get rid of somebody. My routes are really nice, Mario. It's another reason why I said it's going to allow me to get home quicker. And I'm still, I ain't gonna say I ain't taking on no more work. I'm telling you, I'm trying to build another $1,000 day. That's why I worked it around. It's cool. And I think it's gonna be way better. It'll be less money probably than dealing with the property management. But far as headache wise, it'll be less headache. Put it like that. So, but man, I almost lost track. All right. Yeah, okay, back to what I was saying. Yeah, with the hold on, I got it wrote down right here. Right back to what I was saying, tracking my yards, keeping track of my yards and my time on my yards. I've been timing my yards to make sure that I'm pricing them right, because it's giving me a base to where I know okay, I know this yard is such and such amount of acres. I know it's this one's such and such amount of square feet. And so when I'm pulling up on a property now that's an average of that, I'm able to shoot that estimate back real quick. And so, like I told you, I didn't land none last week because I'm shooting them estimates back quick now because I've timed my other ones. I know what the price is of my other ones. And so, like the guy said on the news clip, he don't want to charge a surcharge and everything. Everybody coming in new gets a new price. And so I got that timing of what I'm charging on these. And I know what I want to charge on my new ones, because I know it's going to take the same amount of time as one of my old ones. I think that's been, yeah, I'm going to tell you, without double, let me see. I'm already double revenue at home. Yeah, raise the prices. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, you got to raise prices. And like I say, it's 1 week. It's 1 week I done land some. So it ain't no, whole season. I'm looking at it 1 week. Some of these I done land, but like I say, I'm timing my yards. I know my prices now. I know, like, okay, such and such square footage is this. I know it now. It's giving me a base, and I'm just increasing on all my new people. You know what I'm saying? And by me doing that, I'm gonna tell you, it's helping me so much. Because it go back to last week when I said I keep that card with me that shows what my prices are. And so me timing these yards, man, it's helped me because I'm getting them prices back quick. Like I say, I got some people, they like, we're gonna reach back out or this and that. But once that season get to kicking, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of trucks. I'm seeing them rolling right now. We know how it go. It ain't even got hot yet. Today it was 89. I was sweating today. It was the first day I felt like, okay. You know what I'm saying? We back. And another thing I had in the book wrote down 6 months ago was make sure that I'm staying on my weekly and my monthly targets. Like, before we know it, season's gone again. Before we know it, Quip Expo's here again. Make sure weekly and monthly targets. I look back in the book. Like I say, we really on about we just getting cracking. It's like tip off right now. And so I'm making sure I'm looking back. Okay, it's Sunday again. Last week, what I had, what I was gonna do, did I do it? So looking back, because each week you want to make that little progress. You want to get a little better just each week. That's what it's gonna take, because once the season go by, you got another skill. You steady, like compound interest, basically. Stacking money, stacking knowledge, stacking all that, putting it together, compounding over time. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing that's gonna keep you out here, it's gonna be the money. But one thing that's gonna keep you out here is that quality. Let me see. Stop it. Hey, I'm gonna tell you though. It's one thing, Crawley, that I take from you that I said I was working on this week. I mean this year. I got that in the notebook. It's one thing I got in the notebook, bro. I want to learn my plants and my weeds. When it comes to certain stuff, like that landscaping and stuff, Crawley, your stuff be popping. Man, listen, when I see stuff like that, I take notes, I look at it, I'll say, okay, if I can add it like that, how he doing it on top of what I got going on right now, that right there, extra revenue. That right there, quality. When y'all see how that Crawley be tucking them, when he do that landscape stuff, he tucks it. When he talks about them weeds and them plants, that's what I'm talking about. That's that knowledge gap right there. From me just starting I'm just out here hustling still, trying to put it together. Now it's time to put them skills with that quality and all that. That's how you get your longevity. You know what I'm saying? And so go back to what I said. Are you taking a couple hours to watch a couple videos, taking a couple hours to put it together? Weekly, monthly goals. And so my weekly goal, one of my weekly goals every week is go back to this crazy, the plants. I just downloaded about 3 days ago. I don't know that plant app. Hold on, I'll tell you what it is. Because I'm telling you, I don't know nothing about no plants. I'll tell you exactly what it is. I downloaded Picture This. I downloaded that. I'm going to tell you. I downloaded Picture This because it's springtime. I don't know all my plants. So I got Picture This. Like I say, you need help. Picture This is now helping me a little bit with some of these plants. I'm starting to notice them, starting to see which ones. And as I'm going on these last couple of days, because it's Saturday coming up, Saturday and Sunday, depending on how the weather is, I'm gonna be pulling weeds all this Saturday and Sunday. I got like 4 yards. I'm gonna be pulling weeds. I'm gonna be doing bushes on. And so the treatment is something I don't know. Weeds and plants is something I don't know. But to be professional, this is something you got to know in this industry. You know what I'm saying? You can only hustle for so long. Like I say, the quality is what's going to separate you. And so the quality is another thing that's going to have you to where you don't have to take on those crazy bunch of customers. And the quality is what catches the eye to where you can lock people in. And so my weekly and monthly goals in that book, like I'm talking about this year, was you have to learn grass treatment. You have to learn your plants. If you're going to be on properties, if you're going to get into quality neighborhoods, you have to learn these plants. You have to learn to get this grass right. You have to learn to treat these weeds, because that will be the difference from somebody else getting that call. We always talk about it. Once a customer gets you, they don't want nobody else on that yard. You have to learn how to take care of everything on that property. And I'm seeing it this spring. And it's funny. Like I said, I wrote this stuff down about 6 months ago. What are you going to be doing this season to get you right? You know what I'm saying? And so in the midst of when I'm taking this little time now, I think at the Polo, I talked to Polo, and I was already thinking that before we even talked. I was like, okay, because a lot of people tell me when it comes to treating grass, the best time to do it is off season. The best time to do it is, I ain't gonna say off season, in the fall. They come back in the spring. Is what I've always heard. And I've heard this out of 8 out of 10 people. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard out of 8 out of 10, it's got to be truth to it. And so that's why I said I'm gonna learn every little day. I got somebody in new in the thing. I'm learning in my ears while I'm on that mower. You know what I'm saying? Every week, like I said, as the year go on, I'm trying to learn a new plant. I'm trying to learn a new flower. I'm trying to learn a new bush that I didn't know. I'm trying to learn a different leaf on a tree. Like, this is like the certain knowledge that I don't know that that I wouldn't call myself a professional. I'm just telling you, I'm not a professional. You know what I'm saying? You got to know the terminology. It's almost like going into a factory, and it's certain terms and stuff they're gonna have, or just anything. It's certain terminology in any industry you're gonna have to know. You know what I'm saying? You can't get around it. And like I say, I've been able to last this long off straight hustle, but now you got to get the knowledge to take you to the next level. You got to get it to take you to the next level. So one thing this year is your weekly and monthly goals. Hit them. If just keep that book with you, or however you got to do it, sticky notes, stick pads, whatever. Get a little better every day, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of people out here that's on your bumper. They on my ass. They on all our ass. Everybody want our spot. Everybody's trying to get food on the table. It's people who's ain't going back to jobs right now. They're trying to get into this lawn care. It's some of them who was already weekend dudes. It ain't working out. The prices of stuff went up. Now they trying to get more customers. They're trying to take on more. So it's always going to be on somebody on your ass out here. And you just got to stay sharp. Keep your skills sharp. Stay on your toes. So another thing in the book that I had wrote down was, don't try to because they go back to what Mario said in the beginning. Don't try to work yourself crazy to the top. You could really think your way through it. And like I said, that's when they go back to certain knowledge and stuff like that, like plants and weeds, what I'm trying to learn, and the grass. You gotta find something to separate your services from everybody else. It's a lot of people with trucks, mowers pulling up. Gotta find a way to separate yourself. It's a reason why True Green and certain weed companies are online. And they're actually the super top rated in my area. Super top rated is the weed control and treatment. And so, excuse me, the weed control and treatment is like super top when you go to Google. And so, like I said, I gotta, instead of like working myself crazy, going crazy, I can think my way through this. One of the ways to think myself through this, go get some more knowledge. Knowledge is going to be the key. You can stack and compound the knowledge to where you really it's a reason why you only get paid so much with associates, a bachelor's, and a master's, and a doctor's. Each level is certain levels of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And so you really can think your way through this. You know what I'm saying? I look at all the people, like I say, in my neighborhood. I've been looking at this stuff this past week too. And like I say, when I reflected on my book, all of us coming together, it's like it's a reason why I wrote all this down. I'm seeing all these trucks out here, like I say now. Me, I don't want to be crazy big. I want to be like efficient, and I want to be able to be profitable to where I'm making the most out of the least type thing. And so, like when you can treat and stuff like that, like when I go back to the knowledge, even tree knowledge, let's not even say like just treating grass. Tree knowledge, landscape knowledge, all this is giving you a code advantage. Like you have to have a specialty service that just makes you shine. I'm peeping this. Everybody, like I say, everybody can cut grass. Everybody can get a mower and cut. But what's going to separate you from the competition out here? You know what I'm saying? What's going to separate you if, like I say, on one of my corner lots, somebody got a yard next to my corner lot that's not a residential person mowing their own yard. It's actually a company. And they go take a season. They do all this. I'm talking about doing treating the yard and everything. And then next thing you know, they can provide the same price as my customer with the same specialty service that they got. It might be out of here for me. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to stay sharp. You got to stay in your skills. And so knowledge is always one of my things on there. But this year is really like thinking my way to the top instead of working my way to the top. It's like everybody know the saying, work smarter, not harder. You know, it's a reason. They always say that. It's these cliches ain't for nothing. And so thinking your way to the top. And another thing, like I said, it don't just have to be with the treating of the grass. These plants. I got customers right now. Me and my dude gonna get together. I got a customer right now that wants their stuff ripped up, wants some new plants dropped in. And it's certain stuff that I don't know. I gotta get with them. But I don't want to leave the money on the table. And this is already on a client that I'm already servicing. Now, these one-off jobs with the ripping up of plants and, you know, these people that want the whole backyard clear, me and my guy, man, once he gets with me, he's going to show me the efficient way he does it. And it's going to be able to help me in certain knowledge. Like I say, you can think your way through it instead of working your way through it like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Jones, what'd you say? Straight apply that pressure? Yeah, man, because I'm going to tell you, now, like I said, unless you got straight knowledge and you've been out here for a long time, it's a whole different game. But with these customers, once they get to trusting you, you're going to be able to apply that pressure, like Jones said, on top or that or whatever else you're doing. And if you already got it popping in your neighborhood, it's nice. So I had what up with it, Caspar? I had one of my guys this week, man, and shout out to him. He sent me a text message and he said, I wanna test you real quick. And he's been in the game for a while. He said, I want to test you real quick. And he sent me about 12 different videos of a landscaping job that him and his crew did. It was him and he's got two other guys. And he said it was bushes, it was mulch. And he said, how many hours do you think this is? And what would you be charging for this job? Now, I got it right for a 2-day job. What up with a DS? Seeing you got that new commercial property, man. Shout out to you. That's what's up. So got that man, DS, you threw me off because I thought about that commercial property, bro, because it looked just like one of mine. It kind of threw me off, man. But anyway, man, what I saying, it threw me off. But my dude, man, DS, you threw me off. What up with it? What up with it, Will? Man, y'all come in late, kind of threw me off. But anyway, man, it go back to what I was saying with the my dude teaching me certain skills, certain stuff, showing me certain things in her, man. My dude threw me out, man. Shout out to y'all. It's just showing me certain things, man, to get me on these yards to get these skills up. It's certain skills that I don't have that I have to get down packed. Landscaping skills, like over my career, I've had a few landscaping jobs, but I hadn't had nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? I got one in the email right now, and it's a nice size one. Me and my guy gonna look over it again because he's gonna check me. I know what I was talking about now. Go back to my guy to send me those pictures. He said, he said, what is the price on this? How many hours you think it is, and what do we make? So anyway, I got it right far as almost a 2-day job. I said it was 2 days. Now the price, I got the price a little off. But when he sent me the price and showed me what he made, it was like 4,300 in a couple days. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing though. Like I said, I'm lacking certain skills. This is what he does. He's elite when it comes to this landscaping thing. So, knowledge, working yourself out of it. He's telling me, hey, whoop-de-woo, he's showing me what he's doing on the job. Now I've got I got one of my properties I gotta go look at. Got a bunch of stuff to price up for some mulch, landscaping. I got one of them I gotta do some ripping up. I'm gonna be doing all this weekend. And so he showed me that. And now it's part of that knowledge thing that I had in the book. Because I'm telling you, you could think your way out of this. You don't have to go crazy with some of these jobs. My dude, neighbor serving. No, it ain't neighbor serving. Man, neighborhood garden. My boy up in Boston. I think it's my boy King. My boy Shaquem. When I'm watching Shaquem, also, he's like elite. He's out there doing that landscaping. And so think of yourself working out of it. One landscaping job could just crush a whole month of mowing. But you got to have a skill set or the skills to do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go out here and you're going to drop some mulch. You don't know how to tuck that mulch right, make them edges. You know what I'm saying? You just out there dropping mulch looking crazy. And this is how you get this is how your job, if you don't get the proper knowledge to do it right. You may get paid off at one job, but that may be the end of that. You know what I'm saying? That customer may, hey, next year, they might just go with you this year. Next year, they might just call somebody up and say, we went with them last year and, they did all right, but they didn't make it look how the neighbors was looking. You know what I'm saying? And so knowledge is something I didn't know. I don't know. That ain't my expertise. Should I say that? And so whatever your expertise ain't this year, work on your weakness, if I could say. Some guys might be the financial guys. Some guys might know how to stack that money, but then they might got the management skill of just the home management just out of place. Or you might just, it's little stuff, just tweak that one skill. And so go back to whatever you had wrote down or whatever you said at the beginning of the year you was going to do. Go back to your book right now because we in the midst of it and just say, man, am I doing what I said I was going to do this year? You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, drifting, I'm guilty of it. I will get to drifting off. I will get to not sticking to my plan if I don't go back to my book, if I don't go back to my note, if I don't have the alarm clock going off in my phone. Just me. You know what I'm saying? I got that keeps me on point. You know what I'm saying? Because I will be all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So go back to your book, man, from the beginning of the year. Peep it out. Make sure you stick it to your guns. And so, like I said, when I went back to my book, the things that was in there that was sticking out was number one, getting out the door on time for me. I was I'm bad at it. I've been doing great these last 2 weeks at it. I've been getting out, like I said. The next one was always having today's plan. 3 things. Like what am I gonna do? Like bam, bam, bam. I need to make sure I get this completed by today. One of them has to be the top thing, and you got to make sure you're getting that done every day and keep stacking it like compound interest. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, once we get in the midst, it gets ugly. You'll forget. Another one, when I get home and you're tired, sometimes you can't just lay down, especially in the spring season. You know what I'm saying? If you know you didn't knock off that list for the day, get on that list and do the thing. Let me see. Australia winner here soon after. What up with you, Kern Bird, man? First time seeing you in, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Australian winner is here soon after 7 days a week, 6 months. I'm happy to go 3 days a week for 3 months. Man. So yeah, you must have been busy. He said 7 days a week. Woo. Hey, shout out to you. And if you say down there in Australia, man, I know you probably watch my boy Nathan's Lawn and Garden. So man, appreciate you tapping in and tuning in. But another thing too, like I said, back on my list was make sure you keep track of your yards this year. If you've never done it, just do it and watch what it does. It's gonna make your mind think in a different way. Like I said, I've been hopping out the truck. Soon as I get out the truck, timer, boom. I'm seeing what it is. When I get back on the truck, bam. And I'm hitting that time every time. And another thing too, this transfers if you get employees or if you get somebody with you. It lets you know, am I getting back in this truck at the same time? It just lets you know how efficient you are. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, weekly, monthly targets. 7 months to this thing. We got about 7 months more. Them 7 months go by so fast. I'm telling you, if you sticky notes, whatever you gotta do, one of the best things you probably can do is keep a list and scratch them off to know you did it. That's one of the best things you probably can do when it comes to weekly and monthly targets. Just get your list and scratch it off. And once you get done, it just make you feel like you feel accomplished, man. You feel good. And you feel me? And to me, it kind of jolts me to get ready to get on the next thing. Like, okay, fine, I got that done. Let me knock out the next one. Even when I'm tired and I got that list, I'm moving through that list. And so the last one, specialty, something to stand out that's going to make you shine after this year. If you ain't already got that in your business, you know what I'm saying? There's got to be something on your website, something that you doing better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because that quality or whatever that is with these prices is going to make you where you can charge a little more because of what that specialty service you got. And it just makes you where when people see it, they just want to call you, man. It's like, man, it's just good. It's like a good meal. You sit down and get you a good meal. You always gonna leave a good review, go back to it. So find you a specialty, something that's gonna make you stand out. Mine this year is learning those plants and those weeds that I don't know. Like I want to learn them. Hold on, why worry about another man? Right? Oh, okay. That's it. Y'all do y'all thing. But anyway, get you a specialty service that's gonna make you shine, man. Because I'm telling you, 7 months is gonna fly by. It's gonna fly by, man. You know what I'm saying? And stack this season. Pay attention to what's going on outside of line curve with the economy. It's gonna get ugly. It can get ugly, but you don't have to make it be ugly. Let me see. Special service can be Will, bam, bagging grass. Will keeps the bagger on that mower. Will ain't said nothing. That's a lie. I've had maybe in my life, well, in my career in this lawn thing, 3 customers tell me, can you bag it when you mow it? I got it when I seen them. You know what I'm saying? When I seen the yards. And the people who was been doing their yards already, like I say, customers come and go, they had spoiled them with the bagging. So you said something, Will, bagging. Little stuff like that. Make you a specialty man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, Cobb. Man, shout out to you, Cobb. Had to make shout out to you, Cobb. Cobb is one of the people I was talking about, man. Property management, Cobb. Tell him, you know, I'm gonna keep you updated what goes on with the property management. You know what I'm saying? As the year goes on, because I still ain't fully dropped them. I got to get back to him. We gonna talk, see what's up. But if ain't nothing popping and it ain't profitable, man, you got to do what makes sense. Higher profit. That's right, Will. Higher profit, because I'm telling you, the money is still gonna be out here this year. But you gonna have to do something. Like you're gonna be cool with who you probably got already. But if you want to reach out and get somebody else, hey, I'm telling you, if you got that specialty right now, you're gonna be able to charge a little more. Because I'm gonna tell you, it's still people that want that want what they want, far as the service wise, and you still got some people that's like, I still want this landscaping done. I still want this rock bed drop. Like, everybody ain't out here going through it like that. So it's still out there, man. And money's out there. But man, I'm gonna get my butt in here. I gotta get in this shower before I pass out and don't take one. Y'all know how I go in spring. Man, appreciate y'all tapping in again. Man, specialty service, weekly targets, and making sure whatever you said you get done that day, you're getting it done no matter how tired you are during this spring and throughout this season. It's going to be a carry-on and a rollover always until the next day, next month, next year. So, Jeff, let me see. For Jeff, get out of here. What up, Jeff? I try to sell customers on the point. I have backup more. I tell it. I try to be no excuse service. I work. Man, good point, Jeff, right there. That's some people. Hey, if you get to raining, are you still going to be able to be here? It's little stuff like that. The people who really got those yards that want you on her, little stuff like that matters, man. So, man, y'all be safe again this week, man, out here. Still do your safety checks before you get out the door, before you get on the moors, before you get on the properties. Stick to your guns. And make sure you're hitting your weekly targets, man, because I'm telling you, the year is going to fly by. 32 weeks. We got more. Go ahead and knock off some right now, because we already in the business. It's tip-off done started. Game time. So, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Catch y'all again next week. Mow Trappin Podcast.